This training video is for all new sports officials who join ArbiterSports.com, whether it's for PSOA, Premier Sports Officials Association, Great Plains Athletic Conference, North Star, or any group out there that uses Arbiter Sports for assigning purposes of sporting events. We're going to take some time out to show officials how to properly block dates, update blocks, utilize self-assign, and utilize the schedule to communicate with partners, with schools, organizations, and teams. And we hope this gives a lot of information to officials to properly communicate with supervisors and assigners. So when a supervisor and an assigner sees your name, it's reliable that you're open. They send you a game and you're the, yes, I can work that game because I want to and I'm available to. So here we go. The first thing we ask officials to do, profile. You want to make sure your address is correct, because it is this address that you put in Arbiter Sports that tracks of how far you can travel to an event. All right, so some officials ask, can I put in my work address because I'll be traveling from work majority of the days? The answer is yes. You could go in every day and update your address. And when you update your address, it will change your mileage too. Most officials put in their home address, and the reason they put in their home address is for payment. If somebody has to send you a payment, send you a check, your address is there. So you want to go into your profile and make sure your address is updated. The next thing you want to do is put in your travel limits. All right, so I clicked on blocks. Now I'm going to travel limits. All right, so I do not have a lot of travel limits on my account. So on Sunday, I could drive 1,000 miles. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday during the week, if you have kids. All right, I don't want to go more than 200 miles. Saturday, travel me all across the United States, 1,000 miles. Whatever it is, you just click on the pencil. You could click on the mileage. Let's say I only want to go 100 miles from 68007. Boom. Check mark. Now it's updated to 100 miles. All right, I'm going to change that back to 1,000 miles from 68007. And boom, we are set to go there. All right, so that's how you put in travel limits. Because depending on how your assigner assigns, it goes by how far are you traveling based on when you show available. So if I'm available at 5 o'clock, the tip is at 7, but it's 500 miles away, I will not show available because I can't get to that game site within 2 hours. All right, so that's the travel limits that you could put in. Sometimes organizations, associations will allow you to block partners. All right, so if I go into partners, I could click names of that group that we have a conflict. Many different types of conflicts out there. I tell officials this though, if you're going to block a lot of partners, your availability that when you show open is going to diminish. So I would only use the block partners if there is a high risk situation that you're trying to avoid, and if that's the case, I would communicate with your assigner of why you are blocking a certain partner. Conflict of interest. All right, you can block teams. All right, so you have a son playing on a team. Your best friend coaches a team. In the past 4 years, you graduated from a high school, from a middle school, from a university. Block those teams. That way your assigner, in their numerous assignments that they got going, doesn't accidentally forget, oh shoot, Sean graduated from St. Rita High School. we probably should not have him work there. Oh, Sean is in the Hall of Fame at this university. You don't want to be sports officiating at a university you're in the Hall of Fame. So block that. Your name will never show up when yet that team or teams are involved. And again, it's just another thing where you're not going to have to decline an assignment, and in a negative way in that assigner's brain, decline, it's a negative connection to your name. That's the whole purpose of these blocks. You don't want that word decline coming back to an assigner when it's preventable. You could do sites as well. Again, it's a conflict of interest. Some officials, they've just said, I was mistreated there. Sportsmanlike conduct was not good there. Security was not good there. So I don't feel safe. I don't want to go back there. I tell sports officials, I would love to know when you want to work. And part of that one is how you're treated. So if there are sites that obviously treat you well, don't block them. If there's sites that don't treat you well, whether it be security, whether it be parking, whether it be sportsmanship of fans, coaches, players, when you block it in Arbiter because you don't want to go to a site, please communicate that to your assigner, to your supervisor, to an administrator. So that administrator could share that information with the intent of hopefully making it better for future officials that do go there. All right, but you can block sites. Now, the majority of the blocks you're going to put in are times you're available to work. So a block is when you cannot work. Sometimes officials will put in a block and they think that's showing you when you are available to work. That is not the case. So a block, the first thing you want to do is click on the action. So view schedule is just telling me when I click on October 25th, I have a game at Midland University from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. All right. A block all day is October 5th. I cannot block or officiate that day whatsoever. All right. So I'm going to block October 5th. October 10th. All right. My son and daughter both have games that day. I'm blocking October 10th. So red means I cannot work from 12:01 in the morning to 12 o'clock at night. That's what a red square means. Most people use block part a day. All right, so they have a job. They work from 9 to 5. All right, so now what I'm going to do, since I work 9 to 5, but I have to leave the house, get ready, I'm actually going to block from 8 o'clock in the morning, and I get off of work at 5, so I got to prepare myself either to go home, get my equipment, decompress for the day. So I always try to go a half hour after I get off of work. So 8 o'clock to 5:30, I cannot officiate because I have a day job. So now I'm going to click on October 12th. So now I have a peach or beige color. So that is showing an assigner that, oh, Sean has availability that day from what time? All right, so he is now available at 5:30. He could get to a site by 5:30. All right, varsity basketball game. I could assign him a 6:30 game. Freshman basketball game. I could assign him to a 6 o'clock tip. Me as an assigner, I try to do arrival time. So if you're blocked till 5:30, that means I could get you a 6 o'clock tip. If you're blocked till 6, I could get you a 6:30 tip for sub-varsity. If it's varsity, I want to give that hour space in between. If you have a 9 to 5 job all the time, you can go by date. All right, so I'm going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm going to go 8 o'clock in the morning again. Space AM is important to 5:30 p.m. with the space, which is important. Oh, I apologize. That's the date. So let's go 1/1/2023 to 7/1/2023. I have time range 8 o'clock to 5:30, and I only have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So now once I click apply, it has applied all of those blocks, all of those dates from January 1st, 2023 to July 1st, 2023. All right, so it's a couple clicks. You don't have to go day by day. So if you know you have a block because you work, boom, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You don't even have to mess with the Saturdays or Sundays there. Put in the date range and you're good to go. The next question that comes up is, all right, when I put in the blocks, I want to put in my high school blocks so I'm not assigned youth or junior high. But I don't want to put in those blocks to my college assigners because my high school assigner already said, hey, if you get an opportunity to work men's or college basketball, we're going to release you off the high school varsity game so you could advance and work. If an assigner does not allow you to do that, turn back a high school game for a college game, minus 3 hours before tip, got to ask yourself, should I be working with this group and assigner? I know myself and PSOA, we want our officials to work the highest level they're able to work because it's only going to make them better and make the future officials they work with better. All right, so going back to groups. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 groups of college ArbiterSports accounts. I have 2 groups that is not college level. All right, so now if I unclick PSOA, look how that changed my blocks. All right, so I have a lot more open dates that are showing available to all my college groups. So I am no longer sharing my local high school, youth, middle school assignments with any of my college assigners. Now, I do like to show everybody my whole entire schedule. Everybody has a different situation. All right, so I make my game date, my time, my location, the level of the game. I share everything with all of my assigners. But if you don't want to share everything with all your assigners, you don't have to. Again, right now I have all these blues, and blues are, by the way, games. I take off my PSOA, I have all these whites. So now I'm available for all these college games if the college assigners want to use me. So at any given time as a sports official, you're an independent contractor, you're running your own business. Run your business professionally. Once you commit a high school game, I would not turn back another high school game for a high school game. It's the same level. Maybe better game, maybe closer to home, but it's the same level. I would be open with your assigner if you are working for college assigners of can I turn back high school games to work college games? Be open. Be aware of what your assigner is going to allow you to do. That way you're never stuck in the middle. And that's really the power of ArbiterSports. You get to put in your availability. You get to pick really the sites, the partners, the travel that fits your life, that fits your schedule. I do tell sports officials, the more restriction you put on yourself, the harder it is for me to assign you games as a supervisor. All right, so once again, after watching this training video, if you still have questions of how to update blocks, contact your assigner. So if you work for PSOA, contact me. Because the better you update your blocks, the more positive reinforcement you're going to give assigners and the more opportunities you're going to get in the future. So we always talk about not only is it your performance on and off the field and court that's going to get you more games, it's also your performance off the court that will give you more opportunities to get more games. And being professional, having your availability updated is huge. All right, we talked about sharing before. All right, so under profile, under sharing. All right, so like I said, I share everything with my college groups and my PSOA groups. Some officials, let's say you don't want to share the level. All right, you have worries that if a college assigner sees me on a girls' middle school game, they're going to think I'm a less of an official. All right, I could take that level off. All right, maybe I don't want the assigner to see the time because I know how much time it's going to take me to get done with this 8 a.m. game to make this 7 p.m. game at night. So I'm going to take off the time. I don't want other groups to see where I'm working. I could take off the site. All right, so now the only thing left is the group. All right, so all of these groups can see when I'm working for CBUA, when I'm working for Great Plains, when I'm working for them my AA, when I'm working for PSOA. Again, I am a person of super honesty. Be open, share everything, and allow the assigner to make the decision of, yes, I know Sean, when he works for a PSOA, he will turn back a PSOA assignment to go work a Great Plains Athletic Conference assignment, and I'm going to put that game into Sean's account. You got to know your supervisor. You got to know your assigner. If you know that your assigner will see that block and not take the time to take a look at where you're working, it might be better to unblock all of this so you do not share any blocks with any other assigner. If you do that, what you then have to do is you have to go through each and every account and update your blocks individually on every single account. The more you share, the less you have to go group by group by group by group. In essence, I share all information with all groups. So I go to my blocks, I take one group out, that updates my availability with my college groups. If I didn't want to share any information with any of these groups, I would have to go into each group individually and make a block for each group. I don't think it's very time effective, and just build the relationships with your supervisors of what you're looking for, when you're looking to work, where you want to work. And this block system does it all for you. The last thing is clear blocks. So as I stated before, I blocked October 10th and October 5th. All of a sudden, my kids' games got canceled on October 10th. I click on October 10th, boom. I am now wide open for that or those assigners. I can't stress enough, there has been so many times in the past where I have officials, a game gets canceled for Group A. Well, I've been looking for officials all day. All of a sudden, I see 3 new names become available. I get on the phone right away and say, are you available tonight for a 7 o'clock tip? And like, Sean, my game tonight just got canceled. How did you know I became available? Because in other groups, if I have a game, let's say October 2nd, that October 2nd game gets canceled, it now opens up all the groups that you, again, allow to share information. All right, so many officials got great opportunities. When they share information, one game gets canceled, your name shows as available, you get a call literally a minute later because the signers are in ArbiterSports constantly trying to find officials. The last thing we're going to use in this training video is the schedule. All right, so when you are given games, you want to go to your schedule and you want to click the action. The action is going to either be a green box or a red box. Green is accept, red is decline. Once again, if you decline games, it is a negative impact in that assigner's, in that supervisor's brain. You want to avoid that. You want to click accept. All right, so there's going to be a green box, and what officials forget to do is click this submit button. All right, so once you click the action, that action isn't complete. You got to click green box, submit, red box, submit. And a warning with ArbiterSports, if you click the red box decline, it asks you to put in a reason. Please be honest with me as an assigner, the reason you declined that game. You did not want to work that level of play. You did not want to work that site. I can work this day, but I can't travel that far due to work or family. Because now I got information, I could go back into ArbiterSports. Maybe I could find a game closer to your work. Maybe I could find a game later in the day that you can work around your family schedule. Maybe I could switch partners to avoid a conflict, whichever is the reason you decline that game. I will say, me personally, myself, if you decline a game, I forgot to update blocks, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do it tonight. Perfect, thank you. I know that happens. Not everybody goes in, updates their blocks every single day. But when you decline a game and that's your reason of, I forgot to update my blocks, go in, update your blocks, so that way that decline message isn't there again. So schedule, action, accept, decline, submit, put in the reason for decline. When you click on the game number, you are then going to see your partners. All right, so I am going to go to December 5th, Winnebago versus Pender. All right, I'm with Matt Keno, and I'm with David Christensen. All right, Matt Keno says notified he has not accepted those games. I have his email. I have his phone number. I could give him a call. Hey, Matt, we're scheduled to go to Winnebago December 5th. Can you go? If he says yes, all right, please go in and accept the game so your signer knows you could go. If it's a no, sweet, please contact your signer, decline that game so your signer can find a partner. All right. Once I have my crew set, I usually confirm with them 48 hours before. Where do you want to meet? Who wants to drive? People, if somebody drives, give them some type of compensation. Pay for their meal on the way home, split gas, do something. All right, because that's the other thing, is we know how far everybody's coming. So everybody in this crew's coming typically from the same distance. So, hey guys, it's going to cost $10 gas. You guys buy my dinner and I'll drive. Okay, so be considerate about that. We have everybody's mileage. Where are we going? Well, we're going to Winnebago. All right, site. Here's the address. You click on the address. Google Maps is going to pop up. I just put in the spot where I want to start from. It's going to get me the directions straight to that school, that park, the gymnasium, whatever the case may be. All right, so the last thing is, when I confirm, who am I going to confirm with? All right, I'm going to confirm with the athletic director, Adam James. There's his email address. I'm going to send Adam an email just confirming the varsity basketball game December 5th. Partners are David Christensen and Matt Keno. Tip is at 6. We're going to arrive by 5. If there's any special accommodations for parking, for food, for locker room, and anything special around the game, please let us know so we can make our final plans. So the purpose of Arbiter is to be master of communication. First, all right, where do you live so we know where you're coming from? What do you look like so when you're working with new partners, new athletic directors, new coaches, they know what you look like? Communicate when you can work, when you want to work, how far are you willing to travel, who do you want to work with, what teams don't you want to see, what sites don't you want to go to. Again, the block means you cannot go there, work with them, work at that time. And then the schedule is to communicate the location, the partners, the time. So there is no errors in communication of when the game is, where is the game, who am I working with, who am I officiating for. Everything is in ArbiterSports, and when used properly as an official, you will have a great experience and a positive communication experience between official, your signer, and supervisor. The last thing I'm going to go over in this training is self-assign. All right, so I put in my blocks. I put in travel, partners, sites, location, time. All right, now, depending on the association and organization, I now can select my own games that I want to work. So I don't have to wait for an assigner and supervisor to put me on games. Every group is different. PSOA for basketball, we allow self-assign on middle school and youth basketball for those who join the team, those who have proper uniform and equipment, and those who have previous experience. We do not allow self-assign for high school because you have to register for the state, and we just don't have the time to separate that many different levels and ranks of officials. College can't do that because, again, a new accreditation certification to be eligible. Some groups, they self-assign varsity because they set only those officials for that group. We don't. So once I get in here, based on the availability that I put in as an independent contracting sports official, the next day I'm open is November 3rd. So 6, 7, 8, 9. If I click this word go, I am on those 4 games. So me, myself, mentally, there's a potential I could be working a playoff high school football game that day. So I am not going to accept those games. I don't want to put myself in that box of calling my supervisor, I got to turn back these games, I got a football game. Congratulations, you got a playoff football game, but that puts work on the assigner. So will I work November 3rd if I don't have football? Yes, I will. But I cannot commit to it today. So self-assign. Only assign yourself to the games you know you 100% know you can work, and 1,000% you know you want to work. The location, the time, the level. If you want to work with a specific person, all right, as I would go down this, so Friday, 6, 7, 8, 9, lead center court 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, lead center court 4. I'm calling my buddy. I'm saying, hey, Jeff, you want to work together November 3rd, Friday? If he says yes, all right, get in self-assign. I'm going to click on referee. You click on umpire 1. Now we know we are on those games at the same time with each other. You cannot click on, both of you click on the referee position. Only one of you is going to get it, whoever has the higher speed internet. So that's how you get with self-assign on the same games with a certain partner, is both of you want to find a site that 2 spots are open, click go, 1 referee, 1 umpire, 1. This is very similar for baseball and softball. We allow self-assign on select baseball, youth baseball, select softball, youth softball, youth football, middle school football. We allow self-assign. And the purpose of that is our requirements for self-assign: joining our team, required uniform and equipment, completed our training, and or has previous experience. That will get us through youth and middle school games. High school and above is accreditation. We can't self-assign that because we need to make sure those officials complete NSAA registration, NAIA, junior college, and NCAA registration. I hope this training video has helped you learn or become more comfortable on how to set your blocks so your availability is updated. You have positive communication experiences with your assigner and supervisors, and you get yourself on games that you are available to work and you want to work. Thank you for taking time watching the video. Reach out if you have any questions.